Okay, man, we'll try to get this situated here.
I got it.
Got a notification, that's a good thing. We're not completely banned. See how that works? Turn your hotspot on, please. All right, y'all, we're gonna get right into this thing. A little chit chat for tonight.
This was made with.
Oh my goodness. Right, let everybody start pulling in. Pull it in and hit that thumbs up.
Right. You need to. Did you read that? In.
Oh my gosh, I got spelling errors.
He's a misspeller.
That's all right. I'm just a dumb guy on YouTube who lives off grid. I'll fix that right now.
Hello, everyone.
Stacy can talk to you a little bit.
Yeah, I'm looking at everyone. Everyone always looks like you're in such good spirits tonight. Okay, someone explain to me, what is this deal with all these people with the little crowns?
Where's your crowns?
There's crowns, and there's little crowns on there.
Well, that means they're moderators.
No, they're not moderators.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Let me see. Go back.
It's like they're like a...
We'll push the crown. What's it say? Oh, they have a little emoji thing by their name. They might pay extra or something for that. Not to us, but maybe they're on YouTube and like that. TRIED.
Tell us what the little crown means.
TRI to warn you. All right, guys. So we're going to kind of get into it tonight. You know, I don't know. A lot of people don't take this stuff seriously. A lot of people think Trump's so great. A lot of people think that everything's just fine. Even after they rolled out a bioweapon jab and stuck it in everybody and lied to you and, you know, made you almost lose your job, right? Nobody wants to see that for the truth that it is, right? So a lot of things have been changing. A lot of things have been put in place before even Trump showed up on the scene with Obama and the Bushes and everybody else. And we're trying to let you guys know that you should get your house in order, okay? Get your house in order, because we are not just making this stuff up. We spend a lot of time researching this stuff. You know, I spend a lot of time researching this stuff, following stories. You know, I'm going to have some stories this week about local government overreach. You know, how they just come after you for piddly stuff and then they change the laws just to actually get you. You guys are going to freak out on some of these videos just coming out of local areas that I have for you guys coming up this week. I mean, some of the stories are outrageous. So you have to pay attention to your local governing body. You guys, we're going to have to start getting more involved. And if we don't, I mean, it's not going to be easy to back out of this once it's there, okay? And everybody's heard about 2030. 2030 is like a line in the sand for these people and their crazy ass, yeah, I said it, dreams and plans, okay? And if we don't wake up, we're running out of time and we won't be able to fight back. We won't be able to do anything. And if COVID showed you anything at all, seriously, guys, just serious talk here. It shows you how compliant people are, okay? And that's a huge problem, right? No one questions anything anymore. And to this day, we're not getting any resolve on the bio shot, right? None, zero, nada. And they're actually still have it on the schedule. You can still go down and get it at your local Walgreens, okay? But you guys don't remember that when they first came out with it, you know, you had to have a special temperature and special handling instructions and all this special stuff because it was so special. And now they rolled it all up and you can get it at Walgreens or any local pharmacy, and any old swinging can put it in your body, okay? So all the hype that's going on, even the Cracker Barrel hype, to be honest with you guys, was all just hype. It was just some brand awareness scheme.
It's just to get them to go there again.
It's called the takeaway. I try to explain this to you guys. This is very elementary in sales, even with Trump and his fake earshot, right? It's called the takeaway. So what they do is they try to take something away from you, and that just makes you want it even more, okay? I mean, holy guacamole, y'all. Hit that thumbs up. People are still showing up. That'll help get the video out to
Okay, and
everybody.
then I need to go back to the crown thing.
Go back to
So
the crown
everyone's
thing.
saying that those are people that are top commenters. How did they have a crown when people just got on? I don't understand that.
Because they come every single week. They're
So
always
they
commenting on
know?
our stuff.
YouTube
I guess they're
knows?
tracking it. Well, sure, they're tracking every aspect of your life, Stacy.
That's crazy.
Y'all, let me tell you what else is going on. So for the longest time, this is honest to goodness truth. I can show you the emails. For the longest time, they want me to have this like a paid thing. Like, so if you want to be our top fan that's what it means, top fan, see?
But what do? You click it? I mean, how does
it's just a top fan. It just shows that they come every week. They leave comments. They're very active on the video. We're challenging everybody to get a top fan badge next to your name.
Yeah, it says we are royalty.
But just listen now. This is honest to goodness truth. YouTube actually has been out for a long time, and they want you guys to become members of our channel, and that'll give you like a special emoji. And they give you a few extra perks, and then I'm supposed to work a little harder, maybe give you some extra videos, or shout your name out during a live show, whatever like that. And I blow it off. You probably watch some channels that haven't blown it off, that actually did it, so you know what I'm talking about. Leave a yes in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. If you've seen other channels turn it into like a it's just like you got to pay extra to be more recognized in the chat. Yes. So a lot of people understand that. So,
Would you want to stop for a second? So we have not put out a video since our live shows. So I have been getting fed a lot of our old videos. So I was looking at a video from 10 years ago. 10 years ago. It's kind of hilarious. It's fun to watch old videos. But so I had watched this video from 10 years ago, and Doug is talking because he's filming me like in the dark or whatever. And he's talking in the background as they have new YouTube is you, and they're wanting people to pay for the service. And that was then.
Yeah.
And so now
just listen now. Don't interrupt me when I'm rolling.
Okay,
Hear about that
it.
silliness. All right, so I was just teasing her out. All right, so I blow this off all the time because, we have university.offgridwithdougandstacy.com in case we get censored or kicked off YouTube because we talk about Zionists, we talk about the fake BioShop, we talk about the chemicals they're spraying in the air. A lot of people won't touch that information. We talk about Marcone is married to a man, and Trump hangs around pedophiles and modeling people that pass girls around. This is all for real stuff. Zelensky is a gay dressing cokehead, you know what I mean, that was on TV in Ukraine, and all of a sudden he's running the place with no elections. We talk about all this stuff, and that could get us in trouble here. So we did start university.offgridwithdougandstacy.com. If you want to go there and join there, that's fine. But YouTube just recently sent out a letter to me on the emails. Let me get you the university link in case you do want to join the university, where we're able to talk about everything without being censored or bothered or anything else. You guys, Palantir is for real. I hope you guys did your homework from last week. Trump is in bed with these people. You guys saw all the waste and stuff that Elon exposed but did nothing about. No one's done nothing about it. They just rubbed it in your face. So YouTube sends me this email saying, hey, Doug, basically you're not trying to participate in this program we want you to. So we're going to give you $6,000 straight up. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it right now. I'll just read to you guys what it says. All right. I'm just trying to tell you guys, this is for real business. They're trying to harvest all the stuff. YouTube. I'm going to try to find that email right quick. And I'll just read to you what it says. This is a full disclosure channel. Stacy and I are an open book. We don't mess around. We're not, I got my video can't be monetized here. Hold on.
Which one?
Video. Hold on. Farming property for rent. Private video collab opportunity. Premium. No. YouTube after months of complaints. Let's see. Let me see if I can find this thing. I don't even remember how long ago. Man, I hope I can find it on the spot here. I didn't know I was going to talk about this now, but I'm just trying to let you guys know what's going on. Okay, behind the scenes. YouTube bonus. Let me just look up something here. But basically what they want to do is they want to bribe me with money, right? For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. Here it goes. I'm gonna read it to you right here. Time is running out. Don't miss out on this $6,000 bonus. Okay, I'm telling you guys, I'm reading it right here. Here's how to get started. Sign up for the channel memberships. They want me to sign you guys up for channel memberships. Okay, and a lot of people have done this already. I've never done this. I'll never do this. We never ask you guys for a dime. And the only reason why we do university.offgridwithdougandstacy.com, I'll leave the link for you guys again.
Well, it's just a way for them to make more money, right?
Well, sure. That's what they want to do. Plus, it's just a way for them to track who you watch. There's just a lot of reasons why they do it. But there's the university if you want to join it, okay? And then Doug gets the money, and we pay for our servers. But the bazillion dollar Google and YouTube doesn't get the money, right? That they're going to use to basically enslave you within the next 5 years. So here's how it goes. Turn on channel memberships by 9/5, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. That's coming up, right? I got 4 more days to comply, and I'll get $3,000 just by turning it on, y'all. $3,000. After turning on channel memberships, I'll get an additional $30 bonus for every person I sign up with up to 100 members and up to another $3,000. So I can get $6,000 if I funnel you guys into YouTube's membership on my YouTube channel. Okay? And I will never do that. But this is all, we're trying to warn you guys about the data harvesting, about the AI centers. Y'all, this stuff is for real. Okay, they're not walking away from it. Trump is helping them get there because you trust him so much. A lot of you do. And this is no joke. Okay, I would never do that in a million years. But that's $6,000. That is a lot of money. Put a yes in the comments if you think $6,000 is a lot of money. I mean, come on, y'all. But I would never, ever do that. Okay, I would never share your emails. I would never sell our email list to anybody. I would never compromise any of the trust that you guys put in Stacy and myself, okay? We're just regular schmoes out here putting up videos on YouTube. We started 13 years ago. I think this might be our 14th year. We've tried to show you guys how to live independent from the system, which back then we didn't really realize like why it was so important to learn that stuff. We just thought it was cool and it was a great new way to live and not be all caught up in the commercialism and, the stuff they kind of bend you towards anyways through your youth and school and television commercials and all that stuff. And we found out that growing food was actually healthy for you and that, having no bills was very good, like no water bill, no sewer bill, no trash bill, no phone bill, except for these cell phones came out, just none of that sluggy stuff that the average American gets bogged down with. Okay. And that's one of the reasons why we started the channel. We were sharing our journey. Our friends said, man, we didn't even have a laptop, y'all. And my friend said, what you're doing is so cool. And you should share this with people. YouTube was just a baby. It just had started. He said, man, you should share this on YouTube. He bought me a laptop so I could do it. I used to spend hours at the library. Do you even remember those days?
I remember.
I would go there for hours just trying to upload a video.
A day to upload a video. Yeah.
If I put the phone out in the car to try to upload a video, I'd wake up in the morning and it would say something like 60% more to go. I mean, it was crazy, but we stuck with it. We tried to share our lifestyle, and then COVID hit. And I don't know if y'all have been around for a long time, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never really talked about politics and some of this religious stuff because, it was like, it wasn't really, it wasn't really a thing. But when I saw them they're literally trying to take you out, y'all. I mean, I don't know if you guys understand this or not. We're trying to warn you every day, but they're literally trying to take you out one zinc at a time through a jab, a pill from Big Pharma, the white coats, the sprays in the sky, the fluoride in your drinking water, the processed food that you guzzle on all day long because you forgot the old ways and your parents don't teach you how to grow food. You know what I mean? So every single day your body is under attack and people are more sick now than they have ever been in probably the history of man. And they lie to you about cures. And we found out all the stuff about the cancer stuff. It's actually against the law in America to heal cancer. That's why anybody who talks about it gets shut down and ran out of the country. Okay? Oh, this is just
So you push the little XP thing at the top, they said, and then that's what you get. But what does that mean? 75 XP, 0, what's this? You can do it. Keep showing support to make it.
I have no idea, Stacy. I don't get caught up in that stuff. I'm just a regular schmo trying to, do my YouTube and read the comments. I'm not really caught up in YouTube's backdoors or their special logos or anything else. I haven't done the study on that. I know how to operate the stuff. I know how to upload videos and I know how to do live shows. And that's really all I want to do. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to warn you guys, like 2030 is their line in the sand. Stacy just saw something today about some Secret Service guys. I don't even know how she got that on her phone. It's not really her cup of tea. But what were they saying?
No, they were spies.
Yeah, they were spies. They were, probably Secret Service spies, whatever. For America?
Yeah.
And what'd they say?
It just says, watch it out for 2030, just to do whatever you can do, enjoy your life, do the things that you want to do. Because in the next few years, our country is not ever going to be back to what it used to be. I mean, we're moving into uncharted times, and just to know that things are going to be changing and be prepared, like we always talk about. But I just thought it was kind of interesting because, it was just it was interesting. And then I said the weird thing that happened, that was just on, and like I was in the car, the dog was in there and pushed the phone or whatever. And so, like how Instagram kind of goes. That came on, and at that exact moment, there was an eagle in the front on the ground eating something, got up, flew right in front of me, and that was on. So I thought, oh, that was interesting.
Oh my gosh, y'all. So seriously, like, you guys have got to understand, I hope you really do, maybe living like the Amish is a good way to go. And I don't know how you're going to do the money thing. We have our son-in-law works for MasterCard. He's no joke, been working on digital currency for the last 5 years, okay? This stuff is coming for real. And they're going to use some kind of a catastrophic event. They always do, World War II, World War I, all these wars, weapons of mass destruction, liar, right? 9/11 lies, okay? They always use something like this to twist you up a little bit, to get you emotionally captivated. And that makes you go along with it and make bad decisions.
Well, Patty Prepper says, well, how will living off grid protect you from them?
Well, because I don't need to have none of their stuff. Like, the only thing is we won't be able to talk to you guys. That's it. Because they're going to go to like this thing where you have to have an ID to get on the internet. You're going to have a facial scan on your computer to get on the internet. All this stuff is coming, you guys. What do you think AI data centers are? Seriously. You think it's just like some Sears and Roebuck way to, collect that? No, man, this is big time. They're going all in with the big time, okay? And their Trump man is leading them right to the promised land, okay? That's why they brought him out, was because you guys trusted him and he was the guy. You see, my son works for Apple. Sure he does. He knows what's up. They're working on this stuff like nobody's business. They got these earbuds in all these kids' heads now. The cell phones are in their hands and in their back pockets, sterilizing them and, messing them up. And then all they do is play on their phone all the time. They're going to fall right into this stuff. They're going to think it's totally convenient to have a digital wallet right on my phone. Why would I need to go to a bank or have to exchange cash? You see what I'm saying? So because there's no parenting going on, right? People aren't explaining to their kids what's up because most of them don't know what's up. Then they're just going to fall right into these traps.
Well, Charlie R says that he or she thought of me. They have been harvesting Armenian cucumbers.
Well, isn't that special? I was watching a Shark Tank today. I like these business kind of things, and they came up with this bicycle seat, and they asked her, like, what's your story? And she said, well, I was born in Iran, and I was adopted by this beautiful Armenian family.
Aww.
Wasn't that cute? And then she talked about how one time she had her hair showing, like a strand of her hair showing. So she called it the morality police, scooped her up, and they were going to take her away and all this stuff. And she said her mother pleaded for her life and actually saved her from the morality police. And then they packed up everything, that they could, not much, and they came to America. So y'all, there's going to be morality police, around here. They're going to have social credit scores. And if you don't jive with what they want you to do, you're not going to be able to do stuff. Y'all, they're already rolling this out in the UK. I saw, was it Canada? Just came on talking about how they're going to start doing the link up on your phone. You guys talk about the mark of the beast, right? It's already here. but they talk about the link up on your phone with your banking and your health certificates to show your vaccine status.
People need to really start getting landlines again.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know if there is really such a thing as a landline.
I think you still can.
A lot of it's all gone to fiber optics now, so it's not even really no, man. Anything internet, they're going to get you. There's Canada, Danny Good saying, "Yep, thumbs up."
Well, Lisa started her dogs on a raw food diet. They loved it. Thank you.
I'm not a really player on 119 Ministries. Okay, so no, I don't really promote them guys. I know those guys personally. You know what I mean? They got some little bit of good truths for you, but they never go all the way. They always hold back, and it's a lot of it. I'm not going to say nothing, but just do your own homework. One time I was talking to a Lutheran preacher, and I was doing some Bible study work with him, and we started talking about Christmas and Ishtar, right? Why does the church do that stuff? And he said, look, Doug, I know that stuff's pagan. I know we shouldn't be doing it. He said, but if we start talking about that stuff, they're not going to put money in the plate. That's what he told me right to my face. And then I won't be able to have the lights on or this cushy job or this building. And they're 501(c)(3)s, which means that, you know, they're going to stay in line with the government so they can keep their tax exempt status. Oh, man, y'all, the trick bag is big and deep. I'm just telling you. All right, so right off the bat, we talked about the YouTube dropping a $6,000 carrot in front of my face. And I just can't do it. So I just want you guys to know I'm not going to do it. Not doing it. Never did do it. Never asked you guys for a dime. If you want to support what we're doing, one good way you could do it is go to our general store. Stacy wrote a remedy book, so you can learn about some old-fashioned remedies that we actually use around here, and they actually work. And you could get a fermenting book, so you can learn how to preserve your food, because canning kills. It kills all the beneficial bacteria. Why would you suffer all summer long out in the heat and weeding and watering just to can your food and kill it? And then make it a big belly fuller that's not really benefiting your biome in your gut, right? That's what we learned, and we started fermenting all of our food, except a few little things. We do can a few little things. And, you know, that's the way to preserve. That's the ancient way to preserve. Canning is only like 100 years old, a little bit more, a little bit less.
Yeah.
So you guys, you know, you have to do things that are going to benefit you health-wise. That's why they eat all the processed food, okay? Because that's all that is all dead food that they've killed. And now you have 3D printed food, and you have lab-grown salmon, and I mean, on and on this stuff goes. It's disgusting.
Oh, yeah, Patty says the landline, it was fiber optic, not.
Yeah, you see what I mean? Yeah. So, I mean, basically, you're going to have to go to smoke signals.
Well, and here's the thing. Well, you're talking about the fermenting book, too, and the remedy book. So, just like for a lot of you guys who want to know how to preserve food, because see, one of the reasons, like when we first moved out here, you know, I learned to can, I learned to do all this. Like, there was our neighbor, she was kind of like my mentor. She was like one of those back-to-landers in the 70s.
Big prepper, yeah.
So she kind of helped me with all that stuff. And then I was like, we didn't have water here. So water was a precious commodity, and you need a lot of water to can. And then I started doing research, finding, you know, that this was like an ancient practice, is fermenting. It enhances the flavor you're getting. It's a live food. It makes food more bioavailable for your body. And blah, 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 all these wonderful things that it does. Even like, you know, if there's pesticides or anything in your gut, you know, toxins, it does help pull that out. So that's another benefit of fermented foods. So I just started fermenting like everything I could do. And so a lot of these recipes in the book that, you know, that I've done over time, you know, and there's quite a few of them. There's honey ferments, and there's drinks, and then there's vegetable ferments. So if you're wanting to get into ferment, there's a wide variety of ferments.
You can ferment your drinks. You can make kombucha or shrub. We have all these recipes for you guys at your fingertips. Y'all, if I was you, I would be trying to get some printed stuff that you can read where you won't be reliant on the internet.
But believe it or not, this week I'm going to do a video. I'm going to do some kind of video, like a cooking kind of video or a fermenting video this week. Aren't I?
Yeah, you can ferment eggs. There's so much you can do, y'all. We have the best beeswax candles in the world. Thank you for that. Hit our general store. There's a 9-incher right there. let me just tell you the burn time on the 9-inch candle, y'all, because it's off the chain.
Yeah,
Plus we have our copper mugs that are actually good for your health.
Yeah,
Let's
we're
see,
using
where's
them
the
all
9-inch?
today.
There's a 5-inch, 6-inch, 4-inch. And y'all, these are not soy candles. Don't buy soy candles. We know people that sell soy candles. Don't do that. Or paraffin. Don't buy paraffin candles. Make sure you're reading and understanding what you're getting and burning in your house and using. All right, here's a 9-inch candle, right? 3 inches wide, 100% beeswax. We hand pour this, y'all. We make these ourselves here, and we send them out to you guys. 100% cotton wick, okay? Nothing but the best for you guys. Zero compounds, chemical compounds. It neutralizes odors in your home. Let's see, do I even have the time on here? Beeswax candles, long learning, enjoy the warm, blah, 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 trim the wick, blah, 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 blah. What?
They were on there. We did all of them.
100% beeswax, hand cured. Oh, 110 hours of burn time. That's a lot of time, okay? 110 hours on the 9-inch. Every candle that we sell has the burn time right next to it. You might want to get some stitches in case you cut yourself around the homestead like Stacy did.
Oh, I've been used everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cut. It's really bad. It like totally slices. I just took it off. So I had to pack it like 4 times because it's so bad. And then I have to keep a Band-Aid on it, but it's in a bad spot because you're always wanting to do stuff. And then you don't realize what you do to grab with your thumb. So yeah. I'm giving it a little air today. Yeah, I've used our herbal stitches. They're wonderful.
If you guys want me to show you this clip about a guy who actually worked on the Trump campaign, put a yes in the comments. I'll share that with you guys right now. He's a hardcore Zionist. He tries to warn you guys about what was going on. This is back, 21 or 22, last time Trump was in office. He's trying to let you guys know what's up. A lot of people are saying yes. This could get me actually in trouble, but I want to share it with you guys because a lot of people are warning you guys. No. there's a, what is that? Karen. Karen said no. Oh, Karen, leave a comment. Why doesn't Karen want to see it? Tell me, Karen. Come on. Tell me, Karen. I want to see what you say. Why no? I'm going to wait till you give me a reason why no. Come on, Karen. Oh, because your name's Karen? No, that's not why. Come on. All right. Email it to us if you need to. No, I'll just put it on here. I mean, they might demonetize the video or whatever. I really don't care about that. But Karen, leave a message why you would want to see that. It is good stuff, and it's hard to hear. You know what I'm saying? Because when people speak the truth, and it's not what your itchy ears want to hear, that's the problem. Okay. That becomes the problem. That's why when people get up there like Trump was talking all that smack, releasing the Epstein files, what happened to that? All of a sudden that quieted down, didn't it? Where's the Epstein talk? For a minute there, that was like a hot thing talking about Epstein. And now, no, not so much anymore. All right, but I'm going to play this for you, this video, all these things I find. I post on X a lot of this stuff. But you guys, you're going to freak out when you see it.
Oh, yes, Jody. That book is excellent. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm not looking at you guys. I have a jug of yogurt right next to you, the camera, and it has a handle on it, like a pitcher, and it looks just like the camera. So I keep looking at...
let's move this out of the way then.
I keep looking at that.
Here's what she's talking about.
So, but it was the way.
Yeah.
So I kept looking at that because of so I'm sorry that I'm not giving you eye contact today. But yeah, Jody says John Seymour, The Self-Sufficient Life and How to Live It. It's a great book.
That's a great book. That's one of the first books we got when we came off grid, y'all. It's an excellent
book. If you want a really good book, let me go find it. It's called John Seymour, The Self-Sufficient Life and How to Live It.
Y'all, if you don't know what Zionists are, you should go look it up. Some of you are Christian Zionists and you don't even know it. If you're down with all this stuff happening in Gaza, then you are a Christian Zionist and you should really work on that. It's a straight up genocide going on over there. Also now they've moved their attention over to Yemen. Are you paying attention? These godly people you guys are trying to support. They're over there taking out Yemen right now, bombing people left and right, using Palantir software to do it, I might add. All right, I'm going to find this right here while she shows you the book.
I'm showing you the book. Oops. What was that? Probably a bug. John Self-Sufficient Life and How to Live It. The complete back to basics guide. It has everything in it. It's an excellent book. The pictures are nice. It goes into everything. about fruits, vegetables, pests, fungus, diseases, growing undercover. Then what I thought was really cool, and this is one of the things when we first like decided to do what we're doing, you know, gives you ideas how to start like a homestead on a small area, a large area. So it's really, really a cool book. Here's a 1 acre farm.
I have my questions about Trump, you know what I mean? But when they rolled out that fake earshot, man, that sealed the deal for me.
Look, they even have a dry toilet. I mean, anything you want to be self-sufficient. It's a great book. Everyone should probably invest in this book if you haven't. John Seymour.
Oh, snap.
The Self-Sufficient Life. And then we keep talking about, if you don't know your neighbors, get to know your neighbors, get like a game plan, shopping, very micro in your community, support your farmers, support your community, support agriculture, look online, find out where there's farmers around you, where they have drop-offs. There's lots to do. You guys can start doing some of this stuff. In your churches, a lot of people are having, having classes, how to teach to ferment, how to can, how to make yogurt.
You can come to the Homesteading Life Conference.
You can learn all that too.
Yeah, Stacy's hosting the conference in October just for the ladies. And you could come and learn stuff right at that conference. Homesteading Life Conference. I can drop a link for you guys. We still have a few tickets available. We sell out every year. It's a very intimate crowd. There's not a lot of people there. Stacy's fully accessible. She puts together a great team of women who are in it to win it. They want to teach you guys, and there's going to be lots of great topics. We actually have the schedule up now, so you can check that out.
Check it out. There's some really good stuff.
And here we go, guys. I found it, and I'm going to play it for you right now, okay? And seriously, we're just trying to warn you. And this guy, he says he worked for the Trump campaign. I did some background search on him. He's legit. And what he's going to tell you is legit. And you can either listen to it or not. That's fine. I know some people like Trump, and that's their hero. But no man will save you.
Someone wants to see the book.
Yes.
This is an old book. It might look different now.
Yeah, John Seymour. The Simple Life and How to Live It. The Self-Sufficient Life and How to Live It. All right, here we go.
They gave Trump the silver crown of the Torah.
Go look it up.
Got that?
They did it.
That's the silver crown of Jerusalem. This is to be given to the Messiah and the Messiah only. And 163 Orthodox Jewish rabbis gave Donald Trump the silver crown of the Torah.
Go look it up.
I worked 4 years on Trump's campaign team. These guys this is the inscription, which you can't read, but you can read it here. They're calling him the Prince of Peace. This is an utterance out of the prophet Isaiah. Donald Trump is considered the Mashiach of Israel, the Messiah, according to these rabbis who run your country. The whole COVID agenda was done by Zionist Jews, and they want all you people dead here in the land of Edom. They consider Donald Trump the head of Edom. They're going to kill you people off with this injection. You're considered Amalek, and they want all you people dead. My Instagram is Trump_played_you. Trump played you. My son's dying from this shot that Donald Trump brought out through a military operation, Warp Speed, March 27, 2020, approved by the DOD. Warn your fellow Americans. This whole thing, by this COVID agenda, is all dual citizenship, the Zionist Jews. I used to be a hardcore Zionist. They want all you people dead, and Trump is their Messiah. Make no mistake of it. He will return. Can I see the back of your shirt?
That's his hardcore Zionist tattoo. And the back of his shirt talks about Palestine. And this is before all this stuff was going on, y'all. And he said he will return, and what happened? He came back as president again, okay? This guy is spitting truth that nobody wants to hear because it's uncomfortable. I'm just trying to bring it to your awareness. That's it. Do with that information what you will. But he just told you the flat-out truth. And a lot of people cannot handle it. You cannot handle the truth. That's why they put that in that movie. So you guys just do whatever that with what you will, okay? And you got to learn about what Zionists are, okay? And you got to learn about the USS Liberty. And you got to learn about who really took out Kennedy, okay? Because it wasn't Muslims. Holy smokes, but they got you fearing the Muslims, right? Like they're going to come bust you up and take over the world and all this stuff. Man, I did a video about Pike's letter. Pike's letter is talking about the Third World War. It's going to be Christians, Muslims, and Jews to usher in the one big world religion. Okay, and look how they're constantly poking and jabbing and manipulating Christians against Muslims and Muslims against them, and you know what I'm saying? And look what they're doing over there, y'all. They are leveling that place. They're bombing people because they use these phones. Watch out for these phones, because when this stuff really goes down, my son even's in the military, told me, these phones are tracking everything you do. So every day you have habits, and every day you're at this place, or you're at that place, or you're at this place for a certain amount of time, or you go here, you got your little habits, right? And that's how they're going to track you. And when they want to snatch you up, that's why I believe, one man's opinion, that they're doing this border fake stuff, is because they're honing in the skills on the snatch and grab, so they can just show up and grab you up because maybe you talk out about Zionists, right? Or maybe you talk a little too much on your social media page. You understand that? And if you guys are following anything that's going on in the UK, Australia, they're already implementing this kind of stuff, y'all.
Get a Faraday bag.
They're already doing it. Please listen. Please, 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 please. Please, 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 please.
Listen, Molly's talking too.
Yeah.
Where's your Henry?
I got Henry's.
It's trying to look for the fox.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, be careful with even posting your kids' pictures on the internet. You know what I mean? Teach them about it. You know, it's a tool, but gee whiz, golly, they don't have to be on this thing all the time, dragging it around in their pockets, killing their sperm counts, messing with their ovaries. Go look this stuff up. We're not making this stuff up. You don't see it in our hands. Stacy has it on a stand. I have mine up against this computer here. We never carry these things in our hands. If you go out and meet us somewhere, we'll never be having our phones on us. Don't put these phones in your chest pocket. You can look up RFK Jr. when he talks about how he sued the FCC because they lied about how much electronic magnetic frequencies these phones are putting out. Of course, they never did anything about it. He just talks about it because that's what he does. All these people are just here to reveal to you the nonsense that's going on, but they never actually do anything about it. Okay, but he has told you to your face that these phones are putting out way more electronic magnetic frequencies than your body can handle. Okay, what were they doing when they locked you up with this COVID lie? They were out there putting up 5G towers like nobody's business. And then Trump is already on record saying he wants 6G and 7G. This is all for your prison, okay? For your electric prison. Y'all, I know this is so hard to hear. I know. Doug, why can't you just talk about growing food and having sheep, Doug? Oh, Doug.
Well,
because you won't be able to do it. They're going to outlaw this stuff. I'm going to show you videos this week. I'm going to get back at putting up videos, and I'm going to show you videos this week how they're coming after the common man every way they can, okay? And if we don't pay attention, they're going to creep into your neighborhood and into your city council because these people are getting bought and paid for, and they just go along with the program. This is old history stuff. Like, they always go along with the program. They get a little grease. They think they'll never get affected by it. And then when the thing takes over, it takes over everything. And they even get the whack too. All right.
Okay. Yes, they got John Seymour.
It does make your hand hurt because when you're holding this device and typing on it and stuff,
no, you're getting radiated.
Yes.
It's just like having a microwave.
And don't wear those dumb Fitbit watches, right? Even Junior says he wants everybody in America wearing them within 4 years. Why does that just so coincidentally align with the 2030 agenda? What? Why did he say 4 years? Why didn't he say 10 years? Or why didn't he say 2 years? Or why didn't he say 15 years? But he said 4 years. Man, they drop bombs on you all the time if you're just paying attention.
They always let you know.
Holy guacamole, y'all. All right, so get some medicinal teas. Because these stuff actually works, y'all. The mullein tea actually helps with your breathing, okay? That's why we sell the teas, because they actually help your body.
It's a mucus thinner.
Yes.
So it is. It helps a lot. Like if you have congestion, colds, or bronchitis. I mean, we have lots of testimonies about it. You can do your research on mullein tea and kind of check into it. It does grow a lot. It grows wild. A lot of places you can harvest it. Actually, in the university was it last week? Yeah, last week I did a whole thing on mullein and what to do with, how to make infusions and how to, you know, we talked about teas, talked about how to make a tincture, how to use it. So that's what we did last week. And I think in the university the week before we talked about how to correct your eyesight naturally. Talked about the Bates method. So we do a lot of stuff like that also in the university.
And this week we have a special university show. We're going to be talking about another health benefit for you guys. It's going to be off the chain. It helps with your eyesight. It helps with all these problems in your life that they're throwing at you. And it's just so simple to add to your maybe chocolate tea or coffee, or, you know, just to rub on your eyes. You guys are going to love that. It's going to be great at university.offgridwithdougandstacy.com. So that's
Rick,
Wednesday night. And then Wednesday night we'll do it there because university gets the first information about anything breaking like that. And then we'll do it with you guys on Monday night.
A week from today.
Yeah.
Oh, Rick says, when are we coming back to Boone?
We're
We
not
like
coming back
Boone.
there till next year, but it is a great place for us to visit.
I love it.
And
Love
we
it.
love that Blowing Rock area. And if you guys are in the Blowing Rock area, go into the, what's her name, Hannah? Hannah's Oriental Rug Store. Tell them Doug and Stacy sent you, the Amish looking guy, and she will just give you a hug. She is just a nice, sweet person. So if you guys are ever in Blowing Rock, to go in there and, you know, check out some Oriental rugs. Oh man, y'all. Elon Musk's mom was busted with child trafficking. You guys do not understand who you're dealing with. Honestly, you don't. They put them up in these little packages and they present them to you in such a way. Fauci was in charge of the whole AIDS thing. I saw a thing. Did anybody else see this? Leave a comment if you saw this on social media. Magic Johnson was giving blood to the Blue Cross. Leave a comment if you saw that, talking about donating blood, help the Blue Cross out, and that was just recently. So leave a comment if you saw that. So put a yes there.
Yes, Sherry.
I did see Magic Johnson.
All the university talks are recorded and put on.
Yes, you can watch them anytime that's available for you. Wednesday night we go live. Magic Johnson was the basketball player, don't you remember? Back in the day, he was like the AIDS spokesman, right? He got AIDS and started selling the pills, and he was like their front man for it. But man, he's still alive, doing great, never probably got any jabs. And now I saw him giving blood for the Blue Cross, promoting giving blood.
Just recently?
Yeah, it was just in like a social media thing that brings across me.
A long time ago. Okay.
Tea for high blood pressure, you could get some dandelion tea.
No, the high blood pressure, the hibiscus tea.
Hibiscus tea.
So you guys can look, always do the research on stuff. Hibiscus tea is really good for blood pressure, actually, we're like the suppliers of the Amish in the community lately. They keep calling.
It's the Red Cross, I'm sorry. Blue Cross is your insurance. The Red Cross sucks blood out of you.
Yeah. So, but the hibiscus tea is good for your blood vessels and for blood pressure. So look into the hibiscus tea, and we do have that on our website.
And Fauci was in charge of all that stuff. He was the white coat in charge of that big fat lie. Okay? And if you actually go track down that stuff, you will see it was from vaccines. Because there's no such thing as a good vaccine. I know I'm going to get this video is going to get demonetized and smacked around. But y'all just need to know the truth.
I mean, I think it's funny how you put stuff up, and if they don't like it, they
nixnay it. They really didn't like that.
You can talk about how to make a bomb, or you can make a thing
hold on, let me tell you the video they did. I did the 6 million video. They let that one slide, right? Because I had the New York Times proof and everything. And then right after that, I did this video here. What's it called? Hold on, let me find my videos here. Right? Why they fear the internet, right? When I showed you guys the old clips and everything, man, they whacked that video. Stuffed it in a hole. So it's up to you guys to share that video, but that's the one that says why they fear the internet. Old videos found. I actually found the Zionists have been running America, y'all, for a very, very long time. You guys don't even know this stuff. Man, this is deep stuff. All right.
Pamela, no, you don't shake the Soleil water. It's already been hydrated, so you just put it in there. You can get a teaspoon. And
make sure you guys give a thumbs up too. Oh my gosh, Synagogue of Satan, who they say they're Jews, but they're not. And they don't want you, if you type that on X, they will literally just smash it. Like they put a big warning on there, and then they won't let you share that quote with anybody. And right out of the Bible it is, right? And they are scared to death of that quote. And literally on X, if you put that on there, the synagogue of Satan, they will straight up hide that whole text and not let anyone see it. I'm just telling you guys the truth. And the truth can only do one thing. Silent wars, man.
Watchman for You is banned on X for that.
I'm just saying, y'all.
Yes, Billy.
If you
take
guys
your smartwatch off.
Take
and
look
all
up,
wearables.
There's
That's right.
There's
Preach it.
There's a preacher on YouTube. He's a black guy, and he actually traced the bloodline of Judah. Okay, and he documented it, and he did man. He went deep diving. I wish I could remember the name of the video, but just put on there Jews in the Horn of Africa or something like that. Okay, and maybe he'll pop up. But basically what happened was when Rome ran them out, okay, when they were pushed off the land, that's where they went to, was the Horn of Africa. And then what happened was, because they were the new black folk in town, because you got to understand, like, there's no white, blonde hair, blue-eyed Jesus, okay? It's just this, it doesn't exist. It was all by the Roman Catholics who put that up for white supremacy. And you could even type in Muhammad Ali and listen to him talk about it. White House, white this, white that. All this stuff is on purpose, y'all. And anyways, they chased them out to the Horn of Africa, and then they were sold into slavery because they were the foreigners in the land. So when slavery was really bustling and the blacks were selling the blacks, those were the first ones to get sold off and scattered. Okay, that's why, like, you listen to these guys, what's their name? Those guys, the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, now they're a little militant, a little edgy, but the stuff they're saying has truth to it, because that's what happened, okay? And they were brought around on slave ships, okay? Man, so you guys, this whole trickery, even go look up Benjamin Netanyahu and check out how many times he changed his name and where he's from, Poland, and just start reading his family history and stuff, the real stuff. It's wild out here, y'all, but if you just listen on the surface and, you just blindly back Israel because, some not even real passage in your Bible says that stuff. It doesn't even really say that stuff. But, then you're just falling into this trap, and you're just becoming like this Christian Zionist who just turns a cheek to all this stuff that's going on. Man, this on Monday nights, you guys get pure, unadulterated truth. Okay, hopefully you guys did some homework from back in last week's thing. And, hopefully it's just a little bit enlightening, okay? But just please get ready. Try to live off grid a little bit. We got an 11-acre place that's up, maybe for rent. A lot of people contacted me last week. I'm trying to work through the list. You can email us if you're interested. The people want to get somebody in there before the snow flies. So it's going to go kind of, fast. You know what I mean? And we got a couple great candidates. And, we'll just see how it goes. But, you got to do your best. The Bible doesn't say that. And Israel isn't a place, it's a people. Okay? So it has nothing to do with what you're talking about. All right? That's a trick from the pulpit. Okay? And it has no consequences. There's no special people. I thought it said in the New Testament, right? You love it so much. It says we're all the same. We're all the same. We're all the same. Why are they the special people? Right? Come on, man. You can do it. You got to break free. Break free. Oh, see, I got to get my battery. All right, talk to him a little bit while I get my battery. We got a little bit of more time.
I'm a little bit more lighthearted.
But you know what's going on.
Yep. Yeah, I'm all about making sure. So here's the other thing. Okay, there's a lot of stuff going down, right? It is a crazy world. So what you need to do is you need to make your world beautiful. So around you, you need to grow plants, you need to grow a garden, you need to have hummingbirds around, you want to make sure you have your butterflies around. Make sure you have things to come around you, because there's some negative energies coming at you, frequencies around you. You have, EMFs, you have all this inundating around us. So the more we can put nature around us, the better it can be with rocks and crystals. You can have
Oh,
flowers.
don't
around
foo-foo
you.
now. Oh my
No,
gosh.
I'm not just saying. If you have, you know, in your landscaping,
Christians don't
you
like the
have rocks,
foo-foo.
Mountain, you know, you have river
They've been
rocks.
trained from the pulpit.
And so just, you know, make sure you're having that around you in your
Nature.
home. Nature is
Yeah.
important. You need to be out in nature. You need to be barefoot outside because that'll counteract a lot of this negative stuff,
It's
radiation.
the truth. That's why barefooting is good
EMFs,
for you.
all that, but just having it around, you know, like you know, and it takes a little time, you know, if you're gonna have plants inside, outside, if you're gonna, you know, put food in your hummingbird feeder, putting bird feed for your birds around you, having the nature around you. You even watching nature. Like 2 weeks ago, I did a whole class on improving your eyesight. Most of us are on the phone. You're looking at it all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time. You know, your eyes are going to get weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. You know, if you're on the computer or you're typing or whatever, even if you're at work, you need to get up, open the window or go outside so you can see far out in nature. Get outside. You need that time. Your body needs it. Your eyes need that to be able to look far away, to look close.
Yeah.
Another thing that's just great for the eyes, and this is so simple because you got the healing, you know, the rays are very healing. Just close your eyes and you can look up at the sun and just kind of like move your eyes to the right and to the left and to the right and the left, and maybe do it like 10 times. You know, if you did it in the morning, sun's very healing in the morning. Maybe do it in the afternoon sometime. Maybe do it in the evening. You may notice that your eyes are getting healthier. I mean, that's like one little thing. But things like that are just so powerful that can really help because you get caught in this tunnel vision. So you need to break away from this technical stuff all the time. You need to break away from staying stuck in the house. It's really easy when you get up in the morning to get going and staying in the house, staying in the house, staying in the house. You need to get outside, get that sun in your eyes, get you going for the rest of the day, help, you know, with your serotonin levels, help with your circadian rhythms. I mean, all these things are so powerful, and we're just stuck in the house all the time. So just things like that, getting into the nature, trying to grow some food, getting a pot, getting in the dirt, you know what I mean? All this stuff is very powerful, and we don't think it does anything, but it does do a lot. So that's my thing. I like to make a little happy environment. So make a happy environment too. Because that's all, a lot of all this is also your how you perceive things too. You know, this might be a good time for a lot of us to, you know, get things under control, getting your health into check. Maybe you're overweight. You know, maybe your knees have been hurting because you gained 20 pounds. You know what I mean? Kind of start changing how you're eating. You know, eating real whole foods. Try not to go out and eat. Try to cook from scratch. I mean, these simple little things really set a lot and help a lot. You know, getting out in the nature, doing things, putting some plants in your house. I've talked about that a trillion times. I've done videos on it and all that. Plants are very cleansing and detoxifying in the air. So they're very powerful. So those things are going to be really huge. And just start trying to get your health back a little bit, little by little. Maybe you want to do stretching every day. Find a stretching video and learn to work on flexibility. You know, as you get older, you get kind of stiff, right? And here's another thing. I can go on forever.
Keep on.
But the thing is for a lot of you guys, so I'll just say it.
I got the first 30 minutes. You get the second 30 minutes.
I'm just going to preach it here. One thing is when you get older, now if you think about when you're younger, you know, you have like a little curve in your upper cervical spine. And as you go down, and then you have a little curve in the lower area, you know, your lower lumbar. And then all of a sudden you might look in the mirror, you know, in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and all of a sudden you don't have that arch anymore in your back. Well, you know what's happening because we sit so much. You sit and you have the pelvic tilt. So my pelvis is tucked under. So as I'm sitting here slouched like this and you're sitting, then all my internal organs are getting squished together. Okay. So they're not getting good oxygen in there. My pelvis is tucked. So I have that forward tilt underneath here. My hamstrings are getting tight. I'm going to end up probably having sciatica sometime. My back is getting weak, you know, blah, 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 blah. It keeps going on and on. So something simple you could do when you're sitting, and I like to do this a lot. You get these little rubber balls, like at the dollar store or wherever. You can stick them behind you, and then it doesn't force anything. It feels very comfortable. Or you can put a bunch of pillows behind you. So if you're going to watch TV and you're going to hang out, you can be sitting upright. You could crisscross applesauce your legs or put your legs up on something. But just as long as you don't have that forward pelvic tilt. So that is just a huge one. And then thinking about sitting up. And I always say when you're sitting in a chair, you want to rock a few times like this. Because if you think about it, if you're a skeleton, you want to sit up on that pelvis. You don't want to have it all tucked under. Okay. So I want you to think about your organs. Think about getting, blood flow and everything moving through here. So when you're tucked under, it's all stuck together. All right. So sit up straight, put your pillows behind you. If you're driving, you could even roll a towel, stick it back there so you're sitting up straight, because cars are the worst because they have the seat kind of goes down. So you want to sit up. And if you go to the chiropractor, a lot of times they have those things you can put in there in the back of the seat. It really does help. But just do something to make you feel better and take care of you, because if you're not good, nobody else around you is going to be good. So you got to think about yourself. So it's very, very important that you're taking pride in your health and what's going on. So just do a little something. We'll all get better.
Doug doesn't drink energy drinks, neither does he drink strong spirits. Doug's just passionate and he can see what's going on. He has discernment and he's trying to share it with you. And the tiny hats, a lot of people think are the Jews, and they're not. Because the first people with tiny hats were all roads lead to Rome. Okay? Where do you think they got it from? Got to understand the hierarchy. Okay? All right. Oh, what did somebody say back here? What about chiggers when you're walking barefoot?
Usually chiggers come out when it like you get them when in like a damp area with higher grass. So like if you cut the grass, make sure the grass is cut. And if you're worried about them, they'll generally like to get if there's something tight, like your socks and things. So if you're barefooted, they're not going to really, I don't think, mess with you. They like to get in. And if you're worried about it, I just wouldn't be walking in the wet grass that was higher, especially if I had socks on. But if I'm barefooted, I can just wipe that right off and they don't mess with me. I have not had chiggers. I can't even tell you.
And somebody asked about
they do like it when it's dark and wet.
Somebody asked about J.D. Vance, right? He changed his name 5 times. Okay, and he came out with his little fake book, and then all of a sudden he's the vice president. He had a blood-sucking company. Go look this stuff up. I'm not making it up. With Thiel, okay? They had this company where they harvested blood, and then they let people drink it or inject it or however they do it so they could be younger, okay? Go look this stuff up. I have Ambrosia. That's the name of the company. It just hit my head. Ambrosia or something like that, okay? You can go look this stuff up, y'all. All these people know each other. They act like they're, evil, villain friend, they hate each other. And in the back rooms, they're just laughing and high-fiving. They go to dinner together. They're in the same social circles. I'm just telling you guys. And to them, we're all just a bunch of morons out here. Just like back in the day when there was kings and queens, let them eat cake. Like they don't give a rip. You're just a mouth to feed. You're just a drain on the resources. How many times do you got to hear it? Holy smokes, y'all.
Well, Jackie Jack says, and have proper posture while on the toilet.
That's right.
So make sure when you're on the toilet, that's kind of crazy. We shouldn't be sitting. No, that's something else. Where is that? I don't know what it is.
Maybe it's that phone.
When you're sitting on the toilet, you don't want to be sitting like at a 90-degree angle. The knees need to be higher than the hips. So you should be in a squatting position. So they make those squatty potties where you can put your feet up on a bench. You don't have to buy it, but you get a little stool to put your feet up so your knees are higher. Because when you're in that kind of 90-degree angle, the way your colon is and all that, there's kind of like a little jig there at the bottom.
You don't even got to buy a special thing, y'all. Just when you get on your toilet, straight.
Everybody can do that.
I can do it. You
but not everybody
just
can
sit
do
like
that.
this. And if you're a man, you just kind of tuck your business in there and you just go like this. This is how you're supposed to go.
But there's a lot of people that aren't that flexible.
Well, get flexible. That's another problem.
So the thing is you just get a stool that you can put your feet up on.
It's called the squatty potty.
Or a stool, and then you can put it to the side. The squatty potty's nice because it fits there where the toilet is. It just kind of goes underneath it, so it doesn't look like anything. You just pull it out where you put your feet on it. But you can just use a stool so that the knees are higher, because then it puts your colon in the right angle so that if it would be coming and squirting out, it's just going to go straight down. It doesn't have to stop, go here, and then come down. So that's going to help with digestion as well. So think about all those little things. They're very, very helpful. And you may notice like, oh my gosh, I really go to the bathroom better. Now you got quiet.
I'm reading comments. I'm letting you do the talking. I told you get the next 2 minutes. I might jump in here a little bit, but you got to keep on going, girl. You guys probably haven't even looked into Palantir. I mean, please do your homework, right? And Elon Musk and that Theo guy, it was called the PayPal Mafia. Go look it up. Go look it up, y'all. Go look it up, y'all. See?
Yeah, Jennifer says, get a squatty potty. We have one, the kids' stool for the toilet. Yeah, they really work very well.
And it only works well if you're, staying hydrated and you're not eating a lot of processed foods. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't clog up your pipes and then expect to even just use a squatty potty to help you go to the bathroom. You guys, everything is a big fat trickery to keep you sick. And so you can't fight back either, right? There's this big cognitive disconnect where you won't even be able to fight back. You trust the plan. So everyone's just sitting around trusting the plan and Q and all this stuff. Oh my gosh. And then you're going to wake up one day and then boom, it's going to be right there. Done. No traveling for you unless you got a good social score. No buying nothing for you. No gas cars for you if you live in California, right? And then pretty soon it's this state and then that state and then this state. Limit your movement. That's what they're all about. They already showed you that during COVID. Man, y'all. Q is a psyops. I believe it. Trust the plan. Every day, man, all you hear about is AI data centers securing what?
Matthew, that's funny, Matthew. He says, it's my potty and I'll squat if I want to.
Securing rare earth minerals. I mean, they're collecting these tariffs. Our taxes are still going up, and I'm gonna have a great video this week too about your taxes on your home, and what you can actually do about it. You know what I mean? So we're being assaulted every which way. Our gas prices are still too high. I saw OPEC was raising up the prices again. You know what I'm saying? Like, Trump was supposed to come in doing all this stuff, and he really hasn't done nothing. Seriously, he really hasn't done nothing. Nothing for the people. Nothing for the common man. Okay? Oh my gosh. And there's no such thing as Democrat and Republican. If you guys go back in history, we used to have like 18 parties. The Whig Party, this party, that party. And they whittled it all the way down to 2. So that way we would just fight with each other. And believe the Democrats are this and the Republicans are this. It's all smoke and mirrors, man. They're all the same. They have the same agenda. Who is Kamala Harris married to? They're all the same people, man. And they're all trying to take us to this location of population control, limited mobility, and you will own nothing and be happy. We talk about the Club of Rome. We talk about these little gangs that get together. The Bilderberg, you guys watch on the TV now. They put it on TV that you can even watch them go to the Bilderberg meeting and they discuss how they're going to run your life. They put that stuff right on mainstream TV now, and before it was all secretive. These people are all sitting around and they're just talking about how they're going to run your life, gobble up the resources, and their families are going to be rich and you're going to die off or just live below standard life. I mean, golly, man. They put this stuff in your face. For real. For real, though. When I was young, I wanted to move to Canada because I thought I could live free.
Hunt and fish.
Yeah, but now look at Canada, right? You can't even go out in the woods, or they're going to fine you $25,000 if they catch you out in the woods. I mean, come on. What is that? What are they doing in the woods that they don't want you to know about? That's what you got to really ask your questions on. What's the solutions? The solutions is to get micro, right? Get micro.
Oh, Penny says, I bought some Redmond salt. What type of container do I place the salt in? A wooden barrel, or what's your suggestion? Penny, did you like, if you're going to use it every day, I like to put,
We have a wooden container,
that's for my everyday, but
and
like
then we
if
have a
I'm
glass
storing,
container. We put it in a big glass.
I have a
jar.
bigger, like a mason jar that I
Yeah.
keep them in there, but I keep them in these. And then, otherwise you could even put it, if you got it in the big, like the plastic bag thing, if you put it in a like a bucket, a food grade bucket, and you can store it like that.
We
too.
make our own apple cider. Yes, we do. The property for rent has apple trees ready to go. I never had nothing against Trump. Like, I never was on the Trump train. You know what I mean? That's just, why am I watching some guy from 70s and 80s who they always shoved in our face? Who controls the media? Why are they always shoving Trump in our face? And then he got the show, right? He was so cool in his show. He was on Oprah, right? We all know Oprah's, come on, you guys. I was never on that train, man. And there's no better. Would you rather have Kamala? You know what I'm saying? All the Biden and Kamala stuff was to make you beg for Trump. He said everything you wanted to hear. This stuff is all a setup, y'all. It's all a setup. He's not going to do nothing. Nothing. Almost a year he's been in now, right? 9 months. Done nothing. He secured the border, Doug. He's rounding up the illegals, Doug. It's all practice, man. We're living in, what do they call it? Gain of function, okay? This is gain of function. The only reason why they're doing is that so they can practice on like what they're doing in the UK, where they come knocking on your door and they say, hey, are you making a post about something that we don't like? And then they grab you up. That's it, man. Gain of function, one man's opinion. No, I don't dwell in the negative, normalcy. I dwell in the reality, okay? I live every day to the fullest. Don't be confused. Don't be confused. Don't be confused. There's reality, right? That's where I dwell. I don't dwell in make-believe. I don't dwell in just don't think about it and it'll go away. That's not me, okay? But I do live every day to the fullest. We're living our best life every day, y'all. We really are. But we're just trying to warn you guys, you better get your house in order. You better be able to live without certain luxuries, okay? I'm just, just be ready. We're fully ready, y'all. We've been 16 years, almost 17 years now, practicing for all this stuff, living like the Amish, having 100% investment into our life now instead of calling out our food, our water, our everything, our mind, watching TV and soapies and all this garbage.
I'll tell you this too, let's say I know there's a lot of people, majority of people aren't gonna want to live off grid like we do it. But
why?
No, a lot of people, they're not going to do it. But I'm just saying, they're not going to do it. Right. It's a lot of work, and a lot of people like to have like electricity and have running water and all that kind of stuff in toilet, and I understand that. But here's what I want you guys to think about.
We have running water.
Now we do, but I'm just saying. But what you got to think about is over time. It took us a little bit to get, especially me, to get used to kind of the flow of living off grid. All right. So when you're connected on grid and all the amenities and everything you get. So it takes a little bit for you to kind of get into your flow. So you kind of go into different seasons in your life, and you figure out what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And in the beginning, I was doing everything. You try to just do all these things, you try everything, but then you eventually find out what really works well for you. So like a lot of you are wanting to become more self-sufficient. So you're like, well, when the time comes, I got all this stuff. I have everything stored here. Maybe it's in a box, or, I have a fermenting kit, or I have your book, or your fermenting book, or remedy book, or blah, 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 any of this stuff. Just like us before we moved off grid, I had a sun oven for I don't know how long, never used the darn thing at all.
Yeah, it was in the box.
I didn't even know how to use the thing. I was like, what am I going to do with this? And so we would have all these things. I had, you know, like microgreens container. And if you want microgreens, you go to barefootmicrogreens.com. But I had all this stuff that I never used. I just didn't use it. So that's what I want to kind of suggest for you guys. If you're wanting to learn how to ferment, or if you're wanting to learn how to, or getting some books, or if you want to learn how to have, make a composting toilet, or, you know, who knows, what if you don't have water service? What if your toilet isn't working anymore? What if you don't have water? Like how are you going to purify your stuff? You need to start practicing some of the stuff. What if you don't have electricity and it's the middle of winter? What if you are in winter or in summer? What if you have a whole freezer full of meat? And this is a good one. A whole freezer full of meat, and there's no electricity.
Blackout.
And there's a blackout for like a month. What are you going to do? Are you going to let it all rot? Or do you know could you can it? Would you know how to do that? So
Smoke
you can
it.
serve so you can save your food.
Salt it.
So, I mean, these things you need to start like learning and doing now before it comes to the time when you need to.
It's a necessity and you won't be ready. That's another message we do share a lot. Like, y'all, don't wait.
Because the thing is what you know, your knowledge is very empowering to you. So when you know, that's why it's like, you know, I'm not afraid. You know, we're not afraid. And we don't want you guys to be afraid. The thing is you want to have a little knowledge to know that you're able to do these things, and you have that mindset where you're going to be able to figure some things out, you know, get some other people.
Mike said he'll eat it. Bro, if you got a half a cow in your freezer, you are not going to eat it. You know what I'm saying? But if you had 500 gallons worth of unleaded fuel like Doug does on standby, well, then you could probably last for a while. You know what I mean? Like I got those tanks right before Biden took office. The day he swore it in, they delivered the tanks. 500 unleaded, 500 diesel. So we always have fuel here. But just don't be confused. Like, where are you going to go? Like if the SHTF really happens, maybe an EMF, whatever these scenarios are. EMP, you know what I mean? Like, where are you going to go? Because anybody that sees you out capable of driving around is going to hijack your stuff. So just think about that stuff.
Yes. Watch Man for You. He says he'll make a lot of beef jerky with a half a cow.
That's right.
There you go.
That's
See?
right.
So you gotta have a plan. You gotta know what's up. So, you know, just think about some of these things. Yeah, Black Parisa says a plant book with pictures is good to have too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we did a show.
All books are good.
On books, all different kinds of books. Like, what did it say that on there? It was a live show.
Yeah, I think we did it.
I put a whole bunch of
That was a while
books.
ago. Yeah.
It wasn't that long ago, but it was a few months ago.
Can I store a sourdough starter in the garage when it's warmer?
If you want to store, are you just talking about for like a day or so? So if you have a sourdough starter and you're going to keep it out at room temperature, you're going to have to feed it every day. If you want to slow down the fermentation process, you need to put it, you can put it in a little mason jar, keep it in the refrigerator, and it will last a few weeks without you having to do what you won't have to feed it. If you're going to keep it long term, you can just let it dry out, break it in like little chunks. They almost look like crackers, and then you can just keep that in a jar like in the pantry, and then it'll take a little bit to get it going again, but you'll just add water to it and start feeding it, and then you can do it that way as well. So there's lots of ways you can do it, but if you're going to not use your sourdough starter, you have to definitely put it in the refrigerator because that will slow down the fermentation process.
If your gut
we've done a whole big thing on the sourdough at the university.
University has some great sourdough information.
Yeah.
They did that a couple weeks ago. Was it 2-part? Yeah, it was a two-part series. Yeah. So there's 2 parts you can check out.
And if anybody, just listen real quick, and if anybody's interested in getting a freeze-dried sourdough starter, you can go to tmhw.net, and she has them in the pack with directions and everything if you want to start sourdough bread.
So
tmhw.net.
So what should a person if gut health was destroyed by antibiotics?
Well, you're going to have to...
Y'all, they give you antibiotics like candy because they know it wrecks your gut. You know, even Hippocrates said, let food be your medicine and medicine be your food. And the gut is the second brain. That's what they call it. A lot of your health comes from your gut, and they know that. That's why they're filling it full of these dead foods and these chemicals of names that you can't pronounce, okay? And that kills your bacteria in your gut, and it makes you sick, right? And they feed you antibiotics for every little sniffle, every little everything. You always get antibiotics, and then you have to, get your stomach back in check and get away from the antibiotics. Don't stop going to the doctor, first of all, for every little thing. Even a temperature, these people take their kids in because they're running a fever. Your body's supposed to run a fever. That's what your body's doing. You guys, I mean, again, I'm going to say it. Christians say they believe the book, and then they run to pharmacia for every little thing. They do not have the confidence in the body. They think they have to run and get to pharmacia. So give them some tips on what they can do.
Go here, do this, and then you have to definitely put that stuff back in. So, adding probiotics into your gut. There's prebiotics and probiotics. Prebiotics are foods that you're going to eat to help feed the probiotics as well. So, garlic and onions are great to add to everything. Those are great prebiotics. But I would just be, getting some good probiotics. I would take the actual pill form. We try to do as much as we can, like kombucha, kefir. Between kefir and yogurt, I would do tons of kefir because it's got a lot of probiotics in it, as well as, lots of fermented foods, like varieties of them, but you have to be careful because you don't have much going on in there. So you're going to have to do it slowly. You don't want to eat the whole jar. So if you had a spoonful, maybe with your lunch, and maybe you had a little kombucha with your meal, and then just keep having fermented foods maybe with every meal. And then I would getting into like a higher dose of probiotics like that you would buy. And then I'm going to try to show you. Hold on.
And real quick, while she's looking
Where
that
are you
up,
gonna get it?
It says daycares and schools require doctor visits. Stop sending your kids to Rome and getting Caesar, right? Like, quit. Why are you sending your little kids off to the daycare? Why don't you just do without some stuff around the crib and you stay home with your kid? Why don't you homeschool your kid? They don't require doctor visits if you homeschool your kid. But we've been trained to co-opt our kids out. That's why they want to get them. That's why they help pay for your preschool, right? They want to get them as young as possible and start corrupting them and sticking them and all these things. Stop sending your kids to Rome or Caesar and Rome and getting back little Caesars. Like, you got to stop that stuff. Stop the programming. Schools are garbage anyways. Look around, man. They're out there using kitty litters in the girls' and boys' bathrooms. Like, you really want to send your kid off to that stuff? Holy guacamole. You don't want to do that anymore. Colleges are a scam. Teach your kids how to use their hands. No AI is going to take a carpenter's job. No AI is going to take a mechanic's job. No AI is going to take these hands-on jobs. It's not going to happen. These colleges are all a scam to indoctrinate your children into these communist, garbage ways of thinking, right? And get them to dye their hair pink and purple. It's all nonsense. Man, y'all, come on. I'm trying to tell you these things. We're trying to warn you. Get ready. Oh, my goodness.
Oh my gosh, I'm like, why can't I find it?
Stacy's still looking up something.
No, I know. I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, you don't know about that, Tom? They're literally putting kitty litter boxes in these bathrooms, and these kids at public school are going to school with little tails and little ears, and they meow and act like they're cats.
I haven't heard about it lately.
This is how
they don't have.
They did that right here in our little town.
I know, but not anymore.
Come on, not anymore. Come on. Come on, y'all. This is for real. Like, they are jacking with your kids' mental health on the daily. Okay? No joke. And you're just sending your kids off there while you're hustling, grinding for some job, I know it can get tight, but what do you value more? Like, your trips to the lake and all this other stuff? Or do you value spending time with your kids and raising them up the proper way? You know what I'm saying? Like, homeschooling is not that hard. Like, you can do it. You know what I'm saying? Holy smokes. You're going to send these people off to some people that don't give a rip, and they're just trying to indoctrinate and turn your boys into girls and girls into boys. I mean, how much of this do we have to live through? Holy smokes. I would never send my kid to public school now, ever, or college. They got these parents busting hump and paying this college bills, and all the money goes to administration and all this stuff, and on these campuses, it's disgusting. Okay? Come on, man. Shoo. I know it's hard to hear. Doug be shooting straight from the hips. Boom, boom, boom. And what did they? Rockefeller invented the schools. They stole the schools away from the community, okay? Because everybody used to have you watch Little House on the Prairie. The little community had their little school, and little, Betty or whatever, Martha would be in there teaching. She was a nice, wholesome girl from the neighborhood. Everybody knew her, right? And then the Rockefellers came in and turned schools into work camps because they only taught people how to be good employees. And he even is on record, you can look it up, he says, we don't want thinkers, we want workers. And that's why they set that all up. You can't, it's hard. Somebody just stands in front of you and just teaches you something. You have to get your hands on it. That's why they took shop class out. That's why they took home economics away. That stuff teaches you how to be self-sufficient, how to cook for yourself. And now everyone eats at the restaurants.
Lots of people.
Oh,
it's crazy when you drive by and you see everyone at all those fast food restaurants. Is it you? So many people. Oh my gosh. You could really help a lot of your issues if you don't go there. Okay, so let me talk about.
Come on.
I needed to find, I forgot the name of it. So you know how we've been talking about Dr. Tom Cowan?
Mm-hmm.
So it's drtomcowan.com. You can go to
here's our link right here.
We have a link.
Scroll down, you'll see his beautiful little picture, and then you guys can check out his website. This link saves you money. He's down there at the bottom.
So he's got this, it's called GI Rescue. I wasn't sure the exact name, but it's called GI Rescue. And so let me just I'm going to read this to you. It's estimated that 80% of our immune system is located in our gut. If the gut is leaky or compromised in any way, every other body system is affected. So it's also known as our second brain. It houses over 200 million neurons that directly communicate with the brain via the vagus nerve. All right. So it's rich in things to help soothe it. It's got amino acids. So in this, there's prebiotics, like I was saying. You're going to get the probiotics, and it's made with whole foods. One thing I love about Dr. Cowan is all of his supplementation, everything is all made from like whole foods, and there's no synthetic anything in any of his stuff. So, and I totally back all of his products. He's got really, really good stuff. So if you guys go shopping there, you just have great stuff. But this is a really, I know a lot of people who have been on this and they just love it. And that would be something that I would add to my regiment. If you're wanting to get your gut health back in order, you probably notice a lot of really wonderful things happening. It's called GI Rescue. So along with doing your own stuff at home, having your kefirs, having your fermented foods, maybe having some kombucha, or making some beet kvass, or just adding those things in throughout the day. But something like this would be great for probably the majority of the population to kind of help rebalance your gut and kind of get it back where you want it to be. So it's called GI Balance, drtomcowan.com. And you have that, or you could go to the link here.
Link here and scroll down and you'll see Dr. Cowan's picture. He's also going to be speaking at our spring conference, you guys. If you want to come see him live and in person, he's going to have a workshop and have a lot of great information for you guys. So you could come to the spring conference, homesteadinglifeconference.com, or you could come to Stacy's gig in October. There's some tickets left. It includes all your food and camping at the campgrounds if you want to camp there. And it's really going to be a bang-up good time. Stacy has a great team of gals together, and they talk about everything health and nutrition and all that stuff. I mean, seriously, man. I mean, and we are teaching by doing. Okay, we do everything that we talk about. We show you the results. We're both fit, and we both have vibrancy, and we do for ourselves, and that's what we try to teach, right? Stacy's kind of getting up there, but she looks great.
You've been really mean to me lately.
I'm giving you. She's almost 70.
No, I'm not. I mean, yeah, in a few years I will.
We don't have primary care physicians, and we just do our thing, you know. And yeah, your social security number and your birth certificate are all a government scam. They did this during Roosevelt. It was to commoditize you. They took your name, they took your stuff, and they made you into this commodity. It's just for real stuff, man. This stuff is so deep, y'all. I mean, seriously.
Rose
so
says
deep.
Whole Foods in Denver already has pay with your palm at every checkout.
Yeah.
Self checkout.
We went to, when we were in Colorado, we wanted to ride the gondola thing, right? To go up to the hill there. And at the top of this place was like the little amusement park. We were traveling with the family and their kids and everything. And we got there and it was no cash. Like they had signs up saying, we do not accept cash. And they had one of those credit card machines where you go over there and put your money in, which is so stupid, right? Why do I got to go over there, put my money in a machine, have it spit out a card, and then walk back over to the counter and pay with a card? That is so stupid. So we left. And a lot of the ball stadiums, we don't even go to that stuff anymore because it's all nonsense.
The sports, everything.
All the sports
cashless,
arenas now are cashless. They're moving that way, y'all, and that's how they test it. And they do gain of function with those places first, and then they work out the kinks, and then pretty soon it's everywhere you're going to go. And then what are you going to do?
TV, the Women's Conference in Vandalia, Missouri.
And it's in October. So
October
it's
3rd and 4th.
We're just a little bit away from it. I'll leave a link for you guys again if you want to get that.
Yeah, if you want to see and look at the schedule and look at all the cool things you're going to learn.
That's right.
It's very intense.
That's right. Good stuff. Stacy does a great job. What is this, your third or fourth year?
Third.
Yeah. The Women's Weekend, strictly for women, no eunuchs. We don't play that. And it's really going to be a good time, y'all. And you can camp out. You can bring your RV and your husband. You can bring a tent. You can sleep in your car if you want to. However it works for you. It's all included in your ticket. The menu's up there, which she's going to be feeding you guys each day for food and snacks. And it's just going to be a great time. And it's just for the gals. John, if they delete comments, that's because they're inappropriate. I even delete some if they're inappropriate. And if you want to get out, that's fine too. But we don't go for any bashing or crazy talk or, like stuff like that. Like, it's just not, we're trying to have a productive conversation here. I just dropped that link, Miki. Right there is for the conference. Boom. And I think if you go there, you can go to about. Oh, no. Hold on. I got to give you this other link so you can see the schedule.
Yeah, you want the schedule.
Yeah, I'm going to take you to the link with the schedule. Yeah, so we've been on for an hour now. All right, that's wrong here. We're trying to warn you guys about what's coming, y'all. This is for real. Like, this is not make-believe. Get more info. That's the link you want. Boom. But this stuff's coming, and they're gonna slip it in one slip at a time. Like right now, like you didn't sign up to get updates on your phone or to be tracked on your phone. You never signed up for that, but it just slipped in on you. Right? It just slipped in on you. And that's what they do. And they update your computers, and they update and they update and they slip it in and slip it in. And that's what they do. What's inappropriate in an open and adult conversation? Oh, just dumb comments, that's just all we're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we use a lot of bad words too.
Well, yeah, if you're dropping F-bombs or, just silly stuff. That's not adult. You know what I'm saying? Vegans for life. No, I don't think so, Rosewater. Give me that red meat, baby. All right.
Oh yeah, Eagle Arrow likes the chocolate mint and dandelion tea.
Oh, it's so
chocolate
good.
mint
Chocolate
is
is my favorite.
Yeah.
I could drink chocolate tea like it's crazy. I'm dropping a lot of the links for Off Grid with Doug and Stacy's conference. It's called homesteadinglifeconference.com. You can get information on the spring conference, which tickets are on sale now, and then you can get tickets for Stacy's event in October. Okay, and hopefully we'll see you guys out there live and in person so you can see how we are live. You know, we don't put on any airs here on the YouTubes. We're just like you see. And I've talked to a couple of you folks who were asking about the property for rent over the last couple of days, and a lot of them just say, yeah, you're just like you are on the tubes. And we're just, you know, we're just down to earth people. We don't have fancy studios, you know, we're not mainstream media gone independent media to trick you. I don't know if you even know Tucker Carlson's dad is CIA.
You say it, I'm tired of you saying
Why do all these people have CIA connections? Why is that? Why can't Tucker Carlson just be some guy who got a job and then became, you know, a news guy and then said, yeah, I'm going to go to social media and do my own thing? Why does there have to be a CIA underlay? Right? Dang it. Why is that?
Electra Fashing said, I would like to go to the Homestead conference, but my husband passed away and I'm just not doing that by myself. I'm going to tell you something,
You should do it.
We were, when we were in Utah,
Yeah.
there was a lady who just lost her husband. She had lost her husband.
Oh, she came to the meetup. Yeah.
And she had left her farm or anything for a long time. And so she got her daughter to come with her to our meetup. And she went to the Redmond mine. She had the best time.
She shot a gun for the first time, y'all.
I mean,
we were out there shooting guns at Dynamite. If you're in the university, that's one of the perks. We have these special meetups. And we went to the Redmond salt mine and we shot guns at Dynamite and stuff. And she went. And yeah, she had a very
But I'm just saying,
time.
sometimes, you know, like if you could get someone to go with you, it's just as.
Or just go by yourself, live an adventure.
It might really help you.
Just go for it.
Because there's a lot of girls there. And
yeah,
there's a lot
you might
of
make
women.
a new friend.
Last year we had 2 women who had lost their husbands within the past few months that came. And it was so wonderful and they were so happy that they did come. So, I mean, you know, think about it. You might change your mind.
Ice pack helps with a headache. Usually you're low in magnesium. Maybe try some cream of tartar, a teaspoon. Was it a teaspoon or a tablespoon?
It was a teaspoon. But
teaspoon of
generally,
cream of tartar.
you're dehydrated or you need some minerals, magnesium. Those are a couple of them that are pretty.
The red glasses, these are called blue light blockers. You guys, you know, maybe look this stuff up, but Google and Apple have actually patented the blue light and they shove it in your face on the computers and on the phones, and it messes up your circadian rhythm, okay? And it messes up your internal stuff that you need to keep healthy. So you get these blue light blockers. We don't have a link for you, but we picked Raw Optics. You can pick whoever you want after you do your homework. And then these knock down these blue lights. So when we close this thing off after an hour of being on here, our eyes don't hurt. We can go to bed. You know what I mean? We're not up. We don't have the restlessness. And that's all, right? So we're always learning and always finding out stuff, and then we make adjustments so we can have optimal health. See, we're into optimal health, you know, not a lot of, you know, supplements or stuff. We like to eat whole food.
Yeah, Lake Clark wants to know what we have for dinner. Tonight for
we
dinner,
had lamb, didn't we?
I did Lulu kebabs, which is
they don't know what that is.
It's like looks like a big fat hot dog, but I put in it, like put herbs and stuff in it and seasoning. And then I grilled it, and then I made some rice, and then I put that on top of the Lulu kebab on top of the rice, and then I made a yogurt sauce that had like fresh squeezed garlic in there and lemon juice, and it was yummy.
It was good.
And then I put that on top, and then I made microgreen salad, and I put some fresh tomatoes and onions from the garden, and that's what we had for dinner. Vinegar.
And Debbie Packer, I'm not lying. If you get caught in the woods in Canada, it's a $25,000 fine. You're dreaming if you think it's just about starting fires. Okay, it's not. If you get busted in Canada in the woods, it's a $25,000 fine. And the Prime Minister dude said he wants to see the fines fully imposed, and he wants to get that money and teach people not to go out there. So you go do your own homework. Please don't spread any false rumors or lies about what's going on, because we're sitting here trying to tell the truth and get you guys educated, and then you're out here combating it with nonsense. You know what I'm saying?
Is it the whole country of Canada?
Now that part I'm not going to say 100%, but I know there's providences that are doing it. Okay, and you go look this stuff up for yourself. As a matter of fact, I'll just shove it in your face right now. And they already busted a bunch of people.
They had to put it all up so they scare people.
Yeah, they don't want you going out there. when he purposely entered the woods, getting a $28,000 fine. Yes, in August 2025, Nova Scotia, Canada imposed a total forest closure, banning all hiking, fishing, hunting, and use of vehicles in wooded areas due to the extreme wildfire risk. Nonsense. Okay? Violators of this ban face a maximum fine of $25,000.
So that's in Nova Scotia.
With one man receiving a fine over $28,000 for deliberately violating the ban to challenge it in court. So now what? Okay?
They want something there.
Don't hate the truth tellers, okay? Please, just do your homework, especially before you leave a silly comment. You know what I'm saying? Dang, I do not talk with a forked tongue, okay?
So thirst for you, the blue blocking glasses, the red
That's a
ones.
2-second Google search you could have did before you left the comment. Like
The
that.
red ones are for nighttime, and then you have yellow ones for day. So the red lights for evening, the yellow ones are day.
Yeah, and so these are our dark ones because it's nighttime out now. Dang, y'all, we've been spitting it out here for an hour and 15 minutes.
Shirley Mack, my salad dressing that everyone should be making, and no one should make or buy salad dressing ever again.
No.
Because they have rancid oils and they're just not good for you. But you can make with extra virgin olive oil. It's 2 parts extra virgin olive oil, 1 part of raw apple cider vinegar, and 1 part either raw honey or maple syrup. Generally, for me, the honey sometimes if it gets cold can clump up on there. So I like to do maple syrup more. But it'll change the flavor because you'll have 2 different tasting salads because one will taste a little more honey and the other one has the maple syrup. And that's it. So 2 parts extra virgin olive oil. So here, people don't understand what a part is. If I say 2 parts, you could say 1 cup of extra virgin olive oil to a 1/2 cup raw apple cider vinegar and another 1/2 cup of maple syrup. So it's just like that.
Sandy,
Simple.
probably because, these comments are flying by and maybe I don't see your comment. So instead of complaining about not answering your question, just keep putting it up in all caps and maybe I will
And we'll
see
eventually see it.
There is 5,000 people on here watching this thing and their comments are flying here. We cannot possibly see every single comment and answer your questions, but we do actually try, okay? Holy guacamole, man.
Well, what's your question?
I have no idea. It was complaining and that's the only thing that I saw.
Oh, and here, Gabrielle says Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, and Labrador. Oh, there are quite a few places.
Natural remedies for arthritis is inflammation. Go ahead, tell them, Stacy.
Well,
Yes, Robert.
so for arthritis, I would definitely look into my diet, an anti-inflammatory type diet. And if this was me, this is what I would do. Do your research on everything, but I would just definitely cut out all, breads, pasta, cereals, crackers, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I would be doing like grass-fed meats, eggs, no seed oils. I would stop all seed oils. So I would not be eating out or anything. I wouldn't be using canola oil or soybean oil or any of these oils. You shouldn't be eating any chips, any fried foods, anything like that. Be using good saturated fats like beef tallow or, ghee, coconut oil if that's something you like. Something that's a saturated fat I would be cooking at. I would be eating good whole foods, like sweet potatoes. Maybe you could have a little rice here and there and like your meats, grass-fed meats. And just change my diet like that, but I would not be having any desserts. I wouldn't be any sugar. If I wanted a sweet tooth, I would be eating like dried fruits such as, medjool dates or apricots or figs, something like that. Drinking good herbal teas, good structured water, no sodas. I mean, you need to take like all that, and that's going to start decreasing the inflammation in your body. So that's the whole thing. You can't expect to just take a pill that's just going to help. You got to find out the root cause why you have that in your joints. There's something also that Doug and I really do like. It's called Dissolve It All, and that could be helpful. It helps a lot of people. you can find that at tmhw.net, and you go and you'll see where it says dissolve it all. Doug took it for his finger, and it made it totally, show your finger, it's gone.
Poof.
It was like out to here.
You guys remember the bump? I've talked about it several times.
Because it breaks down the fibrin,
Yep.
like scar tissue and stuff in the body and things, works like through the blood. So that could be also helpful. But that's at tmhw.net. And then, you know, just make sure, and also movement is very powerful too. Even when you're stiff like that, movement is very, very powerful. Working on the lymphatic system, doing the lymphatic big six. You can check them out. It's called Dr. Perry Nicholston. Find lymphatic big six. You can Google it, and just lymphatic massage. You'll start here and here, and you're going to do it. It only takes a couple minutes. You're doing it every day, so everything's flowing properly. I mean, all this, everything needs to be flowing the way it needs to be, getting your movement, daily movement, getting out in the sun. But that would be a good place to start. I would definitely, maybe, that's what I would do. And then just stick with it, like a, you know, ketovore kind of type diet, and then stick with it for a while and see how you start feeling. You may start notice, like if you notice, how come some days you're achier than other days? How come your arthritis isn't the same every day? You got to look at what's in your body, what you're putting in it.
And if you want a structured
No
unit, tmhw.net for structured units. tmhw.net. Oh, man, that's all we got for you guys tonight. Please.
Sherry wants to know, she says, would I have went off grid on my own, or do you think a woman can do it on her own? Yeah.
Depends on your resiliency.
Well,
you know?
yeah, and it depends, like, you know, like if I was on my own, there's a lot of stuff that I wouldn't probably be doing, you know what I mean, that we're doing now.
I mean, you got to pick your battles.
But like with me being here now, like if there's a will, there's a way.
You're already doing less than you were 4 years ago or 5 years ago.
But, and then here's the other thing, like for me now, you know, once you get here, like living around the Amish now, like I could get people, like I would barter for things, like we barter. So I have actually coming to us, I have work for things that I've done for them. I have work coming to me from some of the young boys that can come and do some work around here if I need help. That helps me. So like for me, I would be doing things like that. Like if you need to give them rides or you do this or that. So I have like a bill of sale that's kind of adding up.
We do bartering.
And so I barter. So that's kind of how I do it. So if there's certain things that need to get done, then I can do that. So that's what I would probably do more if I didn't have him. But yeah, you can just figure out what you can do and what you can't do. And then if let's say you want to raise sheep, or if you want to raise a cow or whatever, you know, if you find someone around, you know, you work out deals where you can get a trailer or have someone pick it up, or, you know what I mean? If you're going to take it in, if you don't want to butcher it, there's ways of around it. Now living here and what I've been doing, I could do it just fine.
And see, Amanda, there you go. Now you don't have to worry about it.
Why? What did Amanda say?
Doesn't matter. Now she doesn't have to worry about it. All right, y'all. We're out of here. We got stuff to do. We got to get ready for the nighttime. We got stuff to do.
Nighttime.
Yeah. Dang, y'all. It's almost 9 o'clock. We give it to you all, man. We spend all the time here. We try to answer your questions. We try to give you the latest updates. We just want to encourage you guys to just, you know, do for yourself. You know what I mean? Like break away from the matrix. Do for yourself as much as you can. The most capable hand is at the end of your wrist. The more you co-opt out to the government and the system, the more you're trapped. Okay? The more when this stuff rolls out, the more you're going to be trapped. Okay? So you have some time now, because their line in the sand is 2030. That gives you a good solid 4 to 5 years to actually get your feet wet and get out there and do for yourself and teach kids. Okay? Please educate your kids on these dumb cell phones and how it's wrecking their life and wrecking their sperm counts. Colon cancer is up 500%. You know what I mean? Like, dang, y'all. People are dropping dead with clogged arteries and all this myocarditis. Did you guys see that, actually? You guys probably didn't even see this. I'm going to share with you because I put it on X. Quietly, while you're not paying attention, Okay? While you're not paying attention, oh, Trump's going to let in 600,000 Chinese students. Well, that was pretty damn funny. All right. That was really damn funny. He's just rounding up all these other people, and he's going to bring in 600,000 Chinese students. It's clown world out here. This is what they're quietly doing. On June 25th, 2025, in the quiet of night, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, in conjunction with manufacturers, added class safety warning for myocarditis and pericarditis to the COVID-19 messenger RNA, mRNA vaccine prescribing information. The new warning expands knowledge regarding the age range of severity of myocarditis, noting that you were warned and warned and warned, and people don't listen. And now this is what they're doing in the quiet of the night. Noting that the estimated UI adjusted incidence of myocarditis and or precarditis was approximately 27 cases in 100,000 or 1 in 37,000 in males aged 12 to 24 for the 2023 to 2024 formula of mRNA COVID-19 vaccines, and that at a medium follow-up of approximately 5 months post-vaccination, persistence of abnormal cardiac arrest. You can look this stuff up for yourself. That's from the FDA. Okay, I put it on my X account. If you guys are following me on X, it's at Doug and Stacy. Oh man, all these doctors got shut off and banned and thrown out of their practices, right? Tried to be made fools of because they were trying to warn you guys. Trying to warn you guys. And now here we are. And I can tell you, I just know somebody who just died of terrible cancer, didn't have it, all of a sudden kidneys got boomed up, and then boom, he was gone. Right? Oh my gosh, y'all. In the quiet of night, they do this stuff to cover their own arse. Okay? Wow, you guys, yes, copper cups are great. You can get them at offgoodwithdougandstacy.com. Hit the shop tab. Anything that you can do that can improve your health without going to the white coats will help you out. That's the first, second, and third leading cause of death in America. Okay? Seriously, you can look it up. See you guys on the next one. We'll have a couple of, no, your hypochlorous spray doesn't really expire. It lasts quite a while. You should probably use it, but it does last. It just.
And just know where you store your stuff. You know, if you keep it, you know, if you put it out in the sun and it's in 100-degree heat, you know, the potency will maybe go down a little bit, but just keep it at room temperature or keep it in the dark or put it somewhere, you know what I mean? You know, and it should be fine.
The Twitter name on X, okay, is called at Doug and Stacy. Okay, we're on there every day, busting out some truth bombs and doing the thing. Also, you know, make sure you're subscribed to our channel. Just double check your subscriptions. They're unsubscribing a lot of people. I'm busy tomorrow. I got to go do some running in the morning. So I probably won't put a video out tomorrow, but Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, look for me to drop 3 bombs.
I'm going to do a video this week.
And she's going to drop a video. I'll probably drop it on the weekend for you guys to enjoy. And
you guys better watch it. I haven't done a video in a long time.
That's right.
You better watch it. I will.
And then
watch my video.
These 3 are going to be how the local governments are starting to squeeze you like a zit. Okay? And you're going to see it. Right? And then there's also going to be some remedies in there because actually there's a couple of places that are starting to fight back a little bit. And I'm going to share that story with you guys as well.
Well, I need to say King G said they did the dissolve it all. Trigger finger can really, a lot of that. So let's talk about this too. So your whole life, you're writing, you're grabbing, you're doing stuff all the time and all the time and all the time. It also could be because your posture's here, we're sitting a lot. So just remember, trigger finger, a lot of it from stretching because we're grabbing. So doing stretches, you know, where you're pulling. Can you see me? Can you see?
Yeah.
You know, it's stretching.
Backwards.
I mean, I would be doing this all the time.
Right.
As well as, because I know, you know, you do it and it gets stuck and then you got to kind of get it back. So that would be one thing that I would be doing, stretching all the time. So just remember, you're grabbing. You're getting very strong this way, but you're getting weak this way. So if you get a rubber band, do I have a rubber band handy? I don't care. Let's just imagine I have a rubber band. I'm going to put it around my knuckles like this. And you're going to open, 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 open. And you're just going to keep doing it until your forearm gets sore. It should kind of get tired. And you'll be like, oh my gosh, it doesn't take very many for you to do because you're very weak here as well. So you want to strengthen it and you want to stretch it. Strengthen it and stretch it. As well as I would be doing like if I had a wall. Especially
wall.
an arm, you use the wall. Like if you were, this was your hand that you had the trigger finger. Okay, I did my stretches. I did my rubber band like around my knuckles and I did this. Then I'm going to turn my hand. I'm going to be standing. I guess you could do it seated, but I like to do it standing. And then you're going to have your hand try to push it against the wall. And a lot of you guys may not be able to get your hand there. You want your fingers behind you. Don't put your fingers up or out. Fingers are behind you. And you're going to take a big breath in and exhale as you go back. Because it's going to be stretching through your palm. A lot of these injuries that we have are just from life. Having,
just one-way movement.
Imbalances, because you do things more on one side than the other side. You're typing a lot. Here's another one. You're here. You got to stretch. Got to strengthen. So stretch, strengthen, and then I would do those 3. So I would do this one, breathe in and out, and just go do both sides because that could happen on the other sides. And then do these stretches all the time. I would be doing stretches, stretching. Here's a stretch. Yeah. Doing each finger and then the rubber band.
Yeah. And Tony, we do have security. It's called 1911. And we don't play. Like I'm fully capable of defending myself anytime, anywhere, even hand to hand. I've had a quite interesting life. All right, you guys, remember the most capable hand is at the end of your wrist as long as you stretch it out. All right?
Yeah, don't forget. Seriously, you got to use your hands. And then your life expectancy really shows a lot with your grip strength. That's funny. I'm talking about grip strength.
Yeah, that's true.
And what happened this weekend at the thing when they did, theirs is a place and they were checking your grip strength. And I'm talking about grip strength tonight. So, but it's very important. Your grip strength is very, very important on the longevity of your life. So working on, and they always talk about squeezing a ball, but don't forget, you need to stretch. You need to strengthen the other way as well.
Yeah.
You don't want to be unbalanced. In life, we want to be balanced. So
right.
We'll leave you with that.
Not really. I got
and
more
flexible. That is a great philosophy. Balanced and flexible, and we'll see you next week.
Well, we'll see you actually a couple days this week because we got videos that'll be coming out.
And I'm going to do a video finally.
And if you want any information about the place for rent, or you want to get on our email list, you can just go to offgoodwithdouganstacy.com and you can fill out that box that says email list, or our email is in the description on every single video. So we only want assertive people around. So if you can't be assertive enough to track that down, then you might not want to live off grid, right? But all the information is there for you guys. It's right at your fingertips. We are in the information age. There's really no excuse. Okay, look, here's some of the rice we had today. What kind of rice do you use, Stacy? What kind of rice do you use?
That was just, I don't know if that was Lundgren's.
Lundgren's, we like Lundgren's and Basmati.
Not Lundgren's, Lundberg.
Lundberg.
They have all kinds of rice.
Lundberg rice, right? That's the rice we had. Somebody asked earlier what rice we like.
Lundberg.
Lundberg.
I always say Lundgren.
Isn't that California?
Lundberg. Yes, it's California rice.
California, low heavy metals.
You're terrible. All right, you guys have a good night.
All right, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one. Share the video with your friends, and if you missed the first 10, 15 minutes, please watch it because it was lit, and I shared with you guys some insider information of what's going on out there. And they're really trying hard for a lot more data. Data snagging. That's what it's all about. That's the commodity. That's what, used to be your social security number and you, and now it's turning into the data. That's why they need AI data centers. Okay?